What's good, y'all? It's Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we've got a special video for you guys. We've got all of my typesets in one video. I'm excited to show you guys these. I'm trying to work through all my albums here over these next several videos so you guys are fully up to date on what I've got. I'm thinking this might be a slightly shorter video just because, I do have a few albums here to show you guys, but I have not filled out these albums quite as much as my US typeset, and I already did a video on my US typeset, so go watch that on my channel if you'd like a deep dive on that. But I'm gonna just kind of be briefly showing you guys a little bit of each one and explaining the album itself kind of, and like the best way to get these albums, because it is actually extremely difficult to get typeset albums for some reason. For whatever reason, a lot of these albums just go out of print. Like, they make them for a few years or whatever, or I don't know, maybe 10 years a while ago, and then they just decided to stop printing them. So that just drives up the price because people are reselling them for a lot of money. So yeah, I think we're gonna start with my US typeset since I've already done a video on that, and just kind of briefly look through it and explain a little bit about it, and from there we'll move on to my other albums. If you guys are liking the coin content, please drop a like to let me know, or just leave me a comment and tell me you're enjoying the content. I obviously want to make videos that you guys enjoy, so liking and commenting really helps me gauge what you guys like better. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm not sure if I should have the top-down camera angle for this. I don't have as many like specific coins to show you guys in this video. It's more about the albums. So I think I'm gonna try and stay with this setup here. But first up, we've got my US typeset. This made a feature, I believe, in my first video on my channel, as well as obviously my US typeset showcase. So this is a Dansko, I believe it's Dansko 7070 album. In my opinion, Dansko makes the best albums. I love Dansko albums. The only problem is Dansko is the company that probably makes the least amount of albums today. Like, they hardly actually print albums anymore. So these albums can be a little pricey sometimes. My best advice to anybody who wants a Dansko US typeset is to just keep watching eBay. These albums will go for a good amount of money on eBay usually, but I just watched eBay for like 4 or 5, 6 months or something like that. I would look up a US typeset every day. I saved the search so I knew when there were new postings on it and stuff. And eventually I came across this. It was brand new. It was still wrapped in plastic, and it was $70, I believe. So still kind of pricey for albums, but these can run you hundreds sometimes. So it was a pretty good deal. So just keep checking back and you can find something for yourself. Finding albums you're looking for in coin collecting is really about persistence and patience, because you just gotta wait for the right deal. It'll come along eventually. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, typesets, it's basically just a collection of all of the types of coins for a country or for whatever the typeset is for. So this is a US typeset, so it has a slot for one of every variation of every type of coin ever made in the United States. So rather than collecting like penny books where it's like collect every mint mark for every single year from 1970 to 2010, that is like the same coin over and over and over, which is fun. Also, I have those albums too. I'm not hating on them, but I'm just saying for this, it's like you get a more interesting album with lots of different types of coins. So here, like you can see, I have, it starts with half cents, then large cents, then small cents. And obviously I have some of these filled out. Still, still a lot of holes. This is a very long-term type of collection. Some of these coins can run you a good bit of money to find. So then we've got the nickels, the dimes, the half dimes, or the half dimes at the top here. I have one of those. I'm not showing super in-depth of this just because I have a very in-depth showcase of this, so I don't want to take too much time on this for this video. This video is more about my other typesets that you guys don't know about yet. But here's the quarters, the half dollars, and then up here we've got half dollars again, commemorative half dollars there. We've got silver dollars. And this one right here is super famous for coin collectors. You guys know what that is, but it's a Morgan dollar, one of the most famous American coins. People really love that one. Then we've got the modern coinage. So these are the bicentennials. These are actually silver variants of them. And we've got the modern dollar coins, the commemorative quarter there, the proof. And we've got an American silver eagle and a commemorative dollar coin there. So yeah, as you can see, it kind of takes you through like each denomination of coin. You go from the pennies to then the nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars, etc. onto the modern coins. But yeah, these are fun. I think typesets are probably the most fun to fill out because it's like you're getting a new coin that you don't have yet for pretty much every time that you're filling in a slot, which is cool. So that's my US typeset. We're gonna move on now to the next typeset, and that's actually gonna be my Canadian typeset. So this album, it's pretty beat up. You'll be able to tell more when I open it, but this is a Whitman Canadian typeset album. This is a very old album. Once again, it's very hard to get your hands on typeset albums because a lot of them are out of print. So this specific album, you will find this album in very worn condition on eBay for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like, it's ridiculous. I had the Canadian typeset search saved on eBay for way longer than the US typeset, probably over a year or two. Before I found this one. I was just waiting for one to not be hundreds of dollars. I think I still paid like 80 to 100 for this one. And that's a lot. It's a lot for what you're getting. But once again, you just gotta be patient and persistent, and you will find something eventually. As far as I know, nobody prints Canadian typesets as of right now. So you have to get one used, because if you try to get this one brand new, good luck. It's gonna cost you a lot. And if you want the Dansko Canadian one, like Dansko albums are even harder. That's why those are the hardest to find. It's because they haven't printed any in so long, and everyone likes Dansko quality the best. But we're gonna go into this. I don't have a lot of coins in this typeset or the rest of my typesets, but basically, like I said, I always am looking out for good deals on very hard to find typesets like this. So when I get them, I just snag them, even if I don't have coins for it yet. Just because if I want to start this collection one day, I have to have the album for it. So might as well pick it up when I see a good deal. Moving into the first page, I don't have any coins on the first page here, but if you can see, it is pretty worn. This album is pretty wrinkled up, and it's not bad. It looks okay. Oh, I do have 2 pennies on this. So let me see if I can show you guys. We've got that one, the Elizabeth right there. And then we've got King George there. I might need to show you guys from a different angle. Yeah, you know what? Let me show you from a different angle. So I'm just gonna hold my phone here and show you. But here is my Canadian typeset. This is actually way better of an angle. Here you can see the George VI penny there. That's a pretty old Canadian penny, which is cool. And then there is the Elizabeth version. That's all I have on this first page. You can see the reverses there with the maple leaf. And then we go on to the nickels. Canadian currency is pretty similar to United States currency, so we have nickels here. We've got George V and George VI and another George VI. This is a steel one. Similar to the steel pennies during World War II for the United States, These were made out of steel during World War II to conserve nickel for the war. So that's pretty cool. Interesting history fact there. Then down here we've got the Elizabeth II nickel and George VI. This is a dime right here. And as you can see, like I said, a lot of Canadian coins are the same size and style of United States coins. So there's that George nickel and dime. And then right here we've got Elizabeth II, a more modern dime. Moving on to the next page, let's show you guys the reverse of these because it looks pretty cool. Yeah, the 5-cent piece here is really cool with the V. It reminds me of the Liberty V nickels a little bit, but that's that one. And we've got the back of this nickel right here and that one there. Then down here we've got the back of this one here and the back of our dimes here. The one on the right being the King George one and the one on the left being Queen Elizabeth. So moving on over here to our quarters. I only have one. It's Queen Elizabeth here. As you can see, I have a lot more of the more modern coins. The older ones of these, you pretty much have to purchase because it's almost impossible to find them, especially not living in Canada. And they get a little expensive. So that's why I don't have a lot of these coins yet. But over here, the final page, again, I don't have anything here. These are the silver dollars. So these are the most expensive coins. But hopefully I will have all of these one day. This is, again, a long-term collection album, as most typesets are. So yeah, that's my Canadian typeset. Alright, so I'm going to take you guys back up here to the tripod just to show the beginning of my next album, which is this Coins of Palestine. This is from 1927 to 1947. So this is during the British Mandate control of Palestine. So during this time, Britain controlled and owned Palestine, and they basically made their coinage for them. And it was made out of real silver and stuff because this was during the 20s to 40s, which during that time coins were still usually made out of real precious metals. So it's just a really interesting time in history. I don't know if I've said this before, but one of the big reasons why I love coin collecting is because I also love history, and coins tell such an insane story of history. Coins have been there through everything. Like, we've been making coins as humans for thousands of years. So it's just interesting to see coins tied to historical periods and things like that. So that's why I thought this album would be really interesting. Also, shout out to the company that made this album. They are called Arabian Coins, and they actually make albums for all kinds of Middle Eastern countries typically. So like they have Egyptian coin albums, they have albums for Iraq, for UAE, all kinds of countries over there. It's really cool because, like I said at the beginning of this video, typeset albums and companies that print albums in general are kind of hard to come by nowadays. So this company, Arabian Coins, they have a ton of albums on their website. They're all black like this with the gold accent. They look really nice. They're great quality. So if you want to collect coins of Middle Eastern countries and things like that, I would 100% recommend going with Arabian Coins for your album choice. But let me just show you guys what the inside of this album looks like. I don't have any coins for this album yet because they're kind of expensive. They were only minted for like 20 years, you know, and they're real silver, so they're kind of hard to come by without paying a pretty hefty price. But as you can see there, there's just dates. And you just fill in all these slots with all the coins. I don't think I'm gonna move off the tripod for this one, just because I don't even have to show coins at all. I think you guys can get a pretty good idea just of the album from here. I like that it's more basic design and just kind of gets to the point. Just has every coin lined up, the years, everything like that. But yeah, it's a pretty small album just because these coins were only minted for literally 20 years, 1927 to 1947. So I'm excited to fill this out, and I'm happy that there's actually a company that makes quality albums like this for, especially for countries that no other album companies have really made typesets for. Like Dansko, Whitman, all those guys, they've not made any kind of albums like this. So, or at least not in recent years that I know of. I would definitely get your hands on something like this if you're thinking about collecting it in the future, just because, once again, it's hard to come by albums, and I'm honestly always worried that even this company might stop printing albums just because that tends to happen. So if you're looking to collect these coins or anything that Arabian Coins has to offer, I would just get it as soon as possible. I think this album was like $20 or $30, so it's pretty affordable. Alright, the last album I've got here is another Dansko album, and this one actually is being printed, I believe, still. So I was able to get it for a pretty good price, and that's surprising too. Dansko hardly prints any albums anymore. But this one is the European Union typeset, so all EU coinage. I'm not 100% sure if they're printing them still or not. I can't remember if I got this from Dansko's website or from like Wizard Coin Supply or eBay or something. But if they're not printing it, they printed a lot of them because these albums are pretty cheap even on eBay to find brand new. So if you want to collect something that's easy to find, like Euros are pretty easy to find, pretty cheap to buy if you want to buy them, and you want an album that's also easy to find, I would definitely suggest collecting Euros. I have a lot of Euros that were just sitting around in my collection basically, and I decided why not get a Euro typeset and fill it out with what I've got, and then, you know, find the rest over time. So I actually do have a decent amount of these, so I'm going to take you guys off the tripod to show you this album. 1 second. Alright, let's get started here. So here, as you can see, the way that this album kind of works is it just has each country, and then it has a denomination coin of every type for each country. Because basically the way that the EU coinage works is they have, you know, the 1 cent coin, 2 cent, 5 cent, and so on. But they have reverse designs, or I think obverse and reverse designs for every single country. So almost like the 50 state quarters, like those types of coins we have in the US to collect, they do the same thing, but it's with things from every country. So they'll feature famous things, famous buildings on the coins from each country. So we start here with Austria. I only have a 2 cent and a 50 cent coin for Austria. I don't know a lot of what these designs are on the coins or what they represent, so I'm sorry that I don't have that information for you, but I will show you every coin I have here. Belgium, I only have one. It's the 2 cent piece here. Very nice. We'll move on to the back here. You can see the reverse of Euros is all the same, so it'll just say the denomination basically, so I probably won't show the reverse really for this video. But here we've got France. I actually have almost all of them for France. I have the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 cent, and 2 euro. The 1 and 2 euro coins are cool. They're like multicolored like that. So yeah, let's see if you can get a closer look. Oftentimes for each country, the coins will look very similar with the design. And then we've got Finland here. I've only got the 50 cent piece right there. And moving on. I'll show you the back here. Once again, it's just the denomination basically. But with France there, you can see just about how every single one will look. But then here we've got Germany. Got 1, 2, 5, 10, and 50 cent. Very nice. On to Greece. I don't have any for Greece yet. We've got Ireland here with the harp on there. It's kind of hard to see. You can see there's a harp on both of them. Then we've got Italy here. I think the Colosseum. Yeah, the Colosseum's on the 5 cent piece. Very cool. I don't have any for Luxembourg yet. Don't have any for the Netherlands yet. Then we've got Portugal here. I've got the 10 cent and the €1. Portugal has a very cool design. I'm not 100% sure what the symbols are, but it looks very cool. I love Portugal's coins. Next up, we've got Spain. I have a lot of family in Spain, so I really want to fill out this one the most. But yeah, we've got the 1 cent, 2 cent. Here's the 5 cent. Then we've got the 10 cent here. And the €1. And that'll do it for our Euro album. But yeah, we're back on the tripod. That's all of my typesets. I only have those 4, and I'm still working on filling them out. Obviously, I don't have a lot of coins for them yet, but these are good long-term collection goals to have. I hope I was able to give you guys some good insight and some good advice as to the best ways to find these albums. If you have any more questions about what my favorite brands of the albums are or the best ways to get them, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys might have. Overall, just having your coins and albums is a much better protective way to store coins, and also a much better way to view them easily. So if you have a lot of euros lying around or a lot of Canadian currency, a lot of US coins, I would highly suggest getting a typeset and just put as many of them in there as you can. And then over time, you'll get the rest of them. But yeah, I also have a lot of other random albums, like the penny books, the quarter books, dollar coins, half dollars. If you guys would like to see more of my random albums like that, let me know in the comments below. I think I will try to do a video on that, but I just don't know how to title it really yet. I'm not sure if I should just say like all of my assorted albums, all of my random coin albums. I don't know. I'll have to think of a better name for that or something. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if you like this content, please hit that subscribe button so you can see my content in the future. We've got more shorts coming up on coins. We've got more videos coming up on coins. Next week's video is probably gonna be Pokemon related. But we're kind of going between Pokemon and coins right now. So after that, we'll definitely have another coin video for you guys. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe to let me know if you're liking the content. But once again, that's going to be it for this video. I'll stop talking, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.